You're right, Mr. Johnson. I do have a public comment card, and it's from you. Yes. Can you put them in order for me, please?
I'm going to use my LAUSD math skills real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 board members. Bylaws state you have 21 board members. And you're killing 4 resignations. Now, if this meeting was under the old quorum, which you voted to go back to after your unexhausted efforts, then you would not be having a meeting right now. This is an important issue that you were given a stakeholder petition to fill vacancies. And again, the department is trying to force you to whittle down to a smaller size. Okay, just like the motion last time to go down to this minimum of 8 people to have a quorum. That was like the Trojan horse to insert that new quorum requirement. What you need to do, people, is you're going to look like a bunch of control. You're going to look like a very exclusive body until you start reaching out. And it doesn't matter whether somebody is a troublemaker. They have a right to be on this body if they're elected to be on this body. If they don't agree with the person 99% of the time, they still have a right to be on this body. The more you stonewall and obstruct in terms of not filling the vacancies, you are going to look like an exclusive little body who is catering to a special interest. When it would be good for this whole community to bring diverse people onto this board who may have different points of view, but then also, if they could conduct themselves in a civil manner, they have a right to be here. Let's fill these vacancies. And also, too, I know the recording secretary is not here tonight, but we also need to make public the attendance records. I know that the board member who walked in for roll call, that walked right back out, that should not count as being here. That should count as an absence. And that person is not here again tonight. So let's be consistent and hold people accountable, and it's filling vacancies up to 21. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Just a reminder that these public comments need to be agenda specific. Please keep them to the item on the agenda. And there is no other action to take on number 8. Moving on to number 9. Discussion and possible action for the appointment of LA32 Board Corresponding Secretary. Again, as stated in number 8, our corresponding secretary, Jessica Alvarenga, has resigned. We do want to go ahead and get a new corresponding secretary in line. Our runner-up was originally Cynthia Sandoval. And I actually would have nominated her, however, are you still declining? Are there any nominations for corresponding secretary? Board members or any volunteers? Michelle?
Did I nominate 2? Or does that have to be 1?
No, you can go ahead.
I nominate Gama Andrade and Sasha Perez.
Do you accept, Gama, your nomination?
Yes.
Sasha, do you accept your nomination?
I just have a quick question, and I guess this would be for Lisette. Can I be second signatory and also secretary? Okay, then I accept.
Okay.
I want to nominate Cynthia.
Cynthia declined.
I'm sorry, I regretfully decline.
Okay.
Anybody else? Okay. Do you want to, do we want to give you guys like a minute each to state why you'd like to be the corresponding secretary and how you can fulfill the role as the corresponding secretary? And if you know what the responsibilities and duties are, please.
Right. My qualifications as corresponding secretary lie as I'm the secretary to SEIU Local 99. It's 30,000 plus member union. I am the secretary for the past 2 years. My minutes have gotten better and better, and I'm here.
I'm sorry. Where?
Fraction in the audience.
Mr. Chavez, please. If you guys need to speak, can you go ahead and step outside and speak, please? Because we're trying to listen to Mr. Andrade.
So like I said, I'm already a secretary with my union. I'm here for the meetings every time they need me, an hour before. And if the community needs me, I'm here, you know, so yeah, I'm more than willing to do the job.
Thank you. And Sasha?
I'd like to withdraw.
You want to withdraw?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Anybody else interested? Angela? Nobody? Okay. Can we go ahead and take a vote for Gama as our new corresponding secretary? We don't need a motion on this, right?
No, you don't. I'm just quickly looking at who is able to vote. Hold on for me just one second.
Oh, okay. So we know Augie. Oh.
Just like one candidate?
So,
It's some part of the thing that they're finding that they have in order to vote.
Yeah. We'll have to start your vote from.
But it can just, I've done it, so he said that he hasn't, but it can still be provisional. And they could go ahead and update it after, yeah. Lisette, his vote can be counted as provisional, right, until he
And you can
clears
remove
things
it.
up. So, yeah.
okay, so just really quick, Agi can't.
Augie
vote?
can't. No.
He can't. He can. This isn't funding matters.
This is funding, that's not a funding matter.
We haven't voted. Oh, okay. So, but on the monthly expenditure report, you'll have to strike because
Yes, he's ineligible for the monthly.
you'll remove his vote for that.
Yes, okay, but, so he can't vote on funding matters
Okay.
related to the board.
Okay.
Now, with regards to the selection of the secretary, board members and stakeholders alike can vote.
Right.
So my recommendation is that you all have like a volunteer to ensure that, you know, because there's a quite number of stakeholders here, so that they can compare notes to ensure that the votes are counted correctly.
So have two people count the votes, you say?
Have a person from the board count the votes and maybe like a stakeholder count the votes here too.
The stakeholders also vote, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Yes, it
That's
states
correct.
here at the general meeting when the new board members are installed, all board directors and all LA32 NC voting stakeholders present shall vote to elect the 5 officers. Any tie vote will be decided by a second vote of the 2 highest vote getters in case of a tie. Unfortunately, that's all you have.
I would just like to add, Madam President, to what Dunn's saying. This is for all people that are going to be appointed, not elected by the constituents, but appointed after the elections. And this is what's taking place tonight. It's an appointment. And so that's where the constituents are allowed to have, they're not allowed, they have a right to vote. They're not to be allowed anything. They have a right.
I'm sorry to throw a wrench in that. Actually,
Go ahead.
it's a vacancy. She resigned completely,
Right.
correct?
It's handled differently.
Oh Lord.
As long as the vacancy is legal.
You know, it's just, yeah, this is not your first meeting after board installation, and this language is very particular to that.
It's also semantics.
Yes. Who?
That's what yeah, no one else is running against
Right.
him.
Well, the stakeholders are questioning.
Right, I'm sorry, but 2 stakeholders are questioning it. So I'm just following up.
But it's an appointment, so that's why they can vote. The constituents can vote.
Right, but here's the thing, that it's different, because one is your initial selection of officers where stakeholders can vote. However, that's not the case here. you're not filling the vacancy. What you're really doing is nominating the secretary, someone on your board already. So I would feel comfortable with the board appointing that person by a majority vote. However, I really would not like for this board to, you know,
Can we err on the side of caution and take the stakeholder count as well?
I,
I don't see any
What are you
violation.
suggesting?
Can we just do it that way and use stakeholders as well? There's only one candidate.
Do we have a stakeholder that is volunteering to take the stakeholder count? Will you do it, Mr. McGuire? Thank you so much. Okay, so, board members,
I'll
please.
get clarification for, I'm so sorry.
Okay, we're gonna err on the side of caution and we're gonna do both, so, is that okay? Okay, board members, can you please raise your hand if you are approving Gama Andrade as our new corresponding secretary?
Nine,
10. Okay, so unanimous from the board for Gama Andrade as corresponding secretary. And stakeholders, can you please raise your hands if you approve of Gama Andrade as our new corresponding secretary?
Five over there.
Okay.
Five.
Scott, did you raise your hand?
No.
Okay.
Five.
Okay, there's 5. All those against?
Anybody against his appointment?
Abstentions? Motion passes.
So we got 5 approvals from the stakeholders. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. McGuire. Okay, congratulations, Gama. You can do all the postings from now on.
So now if there's something that is wrong with the postings, I'm the one to blame, not anybody else.
And he's an excellent choice, and he is always early to meetings, and completely responsible and reliable. So thank you, Gama.
Thank you, thank you.
Moving on to item number 9. We have item number 10.
You have state clerk,
We did
yes, we do,
for 9,
for 10,
for 10.
yes, that's what we're at.
Discussion and possible action regarding LA32 posting locations with clarification by the department staff on the newly approved Board of Neighborhood Commissioners, the commission policy for neighborhood council agenda posting requirements and the LA32 posting requirements. So I know Lisa is going to go ahead and chime in on the department's new policy that the commission has put in place, right?
Yeah, I just need to leave by 8, so can I just?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're at
My apologies, I just have the policy on my phone, so. Good evening. Can I just?
Yeah.
Good evening, folks. My name is Lisa Covarrubias. I'm a neighborhood empowerment advocate with the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. Thank you so much, Mr. Chavez. So just really quickly, because I know there's been several questions raised about the posting notifications, how many postings, where, what's going on, and all these other issues. So just really quickly, let me clarify. One is there was a new posting policy approved by the Board of Neighborhood Commissioners, which is the policy setting body for the neighborhood council system. It is not a department policy. We do not set policy for the neighborhood council system. The Board of Neighborhood Commissioners does. So I just wanted to further clarify that. They passed this posting policy back in May of this year. And as you all know, the Brown Act requires one physical posting location accessible 24/7. That is what the Brown Act requires. Neighborhood councils, due to the certification process and based on their bylaws, some of them have it in their bylaws, some of them not, no, we're also required to post an additional 4 locations. So this made it a 5 posting location requirement. So if you didn't post at 5,
It wasn't a Brown Act violation. It was actually a violation of either their bylaws or the certification process. Okay, now, having said that, the Board of Neighborhood Commissioners received quite a number of comments regarding the 5 posting location, which was above and beyond what the state actually requires. So what the Board of Neighborhood Commissioners did was they passed an agenda posting policy in May. They actually just updated it this month, and it requires an additional, other additional stuff. So the first thing is, there is no longer the 5 physical posting location requirement for neighborhood councils, okay? There is 1 physical posting location requirement 24/7. There is a requirement to post on the website, your website. The third is you must